my people of faith, let's take another walk. Let's talk about the removal of Satan from the soul. Removing Satan from the soul. For the ones that don't know, we are tripart beings. We are a spirit, we have a soul, and we live in a body. When the spirit is no longer inside the body, the spirit goes back to the Father. The body goes back to the dust of the ground, and the soul is in judgment based upon what it has intake, or what was the intake of the soul. Was the soul in peace and torment, which is love? Or no, I'm sorry, not if the soul was in not if the soul was in peace and torment. Rather, either if the soul was in peace or torment. If the soul was in peace, it goes to heaven, where there's nothing but peace. If the soul's in torment, it goes to hell, which it has been up to that point adapting to, which is his fate, is going to a place of torment. All right. Now, how do we remove Satan from the soul? All right. The soul is the mind, will, emotion, intellect, and imagination. All right. These are 5 components or 5 areas of the soul, which we are like God. Right. We are like the Most High God, who created us in his image and likeness. This is what he has, this is what we have. The mind, will, emotion, intellect, and imagination. All right. Now, our intellect has become based upon the knowledge of the good and of the evil, which was the tree that God asked Adam not to partake to. So, by us being subject to that knowledge, we became lost from God. In other words, we became separated from God. So, through our separation, we become wanderers, trying to find a home, or trying to find home. The home was in the Garden of Eden. When Adam did what he did, he was forced out of the Garden of Eden. The Garden of Eden was the place of paradise, was a place of prosperity. It was a place of peace. It was a place of love. So it was the place where God can come down from his throne and walk the cool of the day with mankind. He can be there spirit to spirit, and mankind can worship God in spirit and in truth, away from anything that was evil. But at this time, there was no evil. The evil was only inside of Satan. Okay? So what Satan did was convince Adam that his life was incomplete without this tree of the knowledge of the good and evil. Which, when God made Adam, Adam was far complete. He was perfect. And not perfection as in size, shapes, and in that sense, but perfection in nothing broken, nothing missing, nothing lacking. Whatever that was needed for him to be, to function, to be whole, he had it. And the reason why we are still incomplete, because we are wanderers away from God, which is all completion. So God sent forth the Son to lead us away, to no longer be wanderers, that we can find the way back home, that we could have the life back home, and we could have the truth to be back home, which means to be back whole again, perfected. Now, Satan wants to destroy that, which is why he wanted Jesus to be crucified, even though God knew he would be. He was sent to be that ransom for us, but he wanted Jesus to. He didn't want Jesus to go to the cross, because he knew at the point of time through prophecy that if Jesus goes to the cross, he will redeem us away from Satan. Right? So when we go into Jesus, or we take the seed of faith that's in it, the seed of belief, and we place it in that area of Jesus, like he was sent to take us away from Satan. All right? Otherwise, Adam gave the rights to Satan, and this is Satan's domain. Jesus took that right, but only to the one who believed that he took that right from Satan. But that person has also believed that Satan actually exists. If a person wants proof, look around you. Is there's torment? Now, Satan is the author and the finisher of torment, pain, agony, misery. He's a slave driver. So how does a person get free from all this? They render themselves to the sovereignty of Jesus. Now, how can they do something that? How can they receive Jesus or believe in Jesus who they have never seen, haven't known? So, for the one who have never seen them, haven't known them, because He is Spirit, you're going to have to tap into your spirit to see Him, which means it's going to require you to believe. So, you ask Jesus to appear, you're going to have to believe that He will appear based upon you ask Him. Once He appear, you guys will have a conversation. Not a conversation like we normally would, but it will be from spirit to spirit. And it would be like Moses seeing the burning bush. You go from being curious to having this conversation to where your eyes can't stay away from this conversation. And the first moment of introducing yourself to God, or God introduce Himself to you, is unfamiliar. But that unfamiliarity becomes curiosity. And you want to know more about this unfamiliarity. And the more you do, the more you've seen your seed that you planted inside that unfamiliarity begins to grow. And it grows to the adaptation of Jesus. Now Jesus is able to reveal Himself to you. And you begin to see Him. This is the beginning process of separating from Satan being inside the soul. Now, what Satan wants us to do is stay away from Jesus as far away as possible, because Jesus is the liberator. He was sent to take us away from Satan. Satan's world is full of torment because Satan is separated from God. How does Satan get separated from God? When Satan was Lucifer was a high archangel, okay? And by him being in this place of position, at some point, in my understanding, now God corrects me if I'm wrong, that he looked on to Jesus as to envy. As like he wanted what Jesus had. He wanted to be like the Most High God. He wanted to be like Jesus. Where he was at, his position wasn't good enough. He wanted more. So this is like the father of it all. This is like the beginning of betrayal to Jesus. And that self-same attitude is what he gave to Adam. When he told Adam, did you know that your life will be better? Or in other words, what he actually did say to Adam was, does God not know that you will become a God in your own eyes if you touch this tree? Which is the tree of disobedience. God didn't want Adam to touch that tree because it would separate him. Look what Satan just proposed to Adam. Does God not know that you'll become a God in your own eyes? This is a lie. Adam was complete. He was complete. He didn't. Can you imagine your life being so full of love, or so full of joy, or so full of kindness, so full of peace, so full of all these things that you don't have to ask for anything? So a person then think of it this way. You could have $1 trillion and still be broke. Adam didn't have $1 trillion, but he was complete. He was abundantly rich because he had everything. So if you have everything, you have no need to want. So what he convinced Adam was that you are missing